welcome to West Country Wanderings, and welcome to another one that's a bit unusual on my channel. Today I'm meeting up with a fellow YouTuber. You'll find out who that is shortly. I'm here at Swindon, waiting for the train to take me to Bath Spa. Now, we have visited Bath on just one occasion previously, at the end of the Cotswold Way, of course. Today we're going to have a further look, more in depth around Bath, with a fellow YouTuber who some of you will probably already know. So why not join me here on West Country Wanderings for a tour around the beautiful city of Bath. So we've now arrived at Bath Spa. Beautiful station here, right in the heart of the city. It's a really convenient station, although it does get busy and it's only got 2 platforms. Well, I'm just waiting for my fellow YouTuber to arrive on the train from Bristol, and they'll be here in a bit. I'm here with Louise from Southwest Sundays channel. If you've not checked out Southwest Sundays channel, highly recommend it. Like myself, she covers the whole of the West Country, from the tip of Cornwall right up to these parts of the world here in Wiltshire, Somerset and beyond. So we're here today in Bath having a look round. We're starting the little video off today here by the bridge, by Pulteney Bridge. We'll tell you more about that shortly, but it's just wonderful to be here. The sun's come out now. It's a bit gloomy to start with today, but now it's absolutely terrific bit of sunlight gleaming across the River Avon and the Wear here in Bath. Now just in Parade Gardens. It's £2 to get in for adults, and if you buy a ticket you can come back many times during the day as you like. It's really good because it's quieter down here, and obviously that money goes towards the upkeep of the gardens. Beautiful place. We've got some fantastic autumnal colours beside the banks of the River Avon. So we're here having a nice coffee here in Parade Gardens with Louise.
Hi, this is really good coffee, by the way.
It is actually tasty. So we've got the Abbey behind. We're going to have a closer look around that area, but before we do that we're going to have a closer look at Pulteney Bridge and Great Pulteney Street, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the history of those streets and the bridge as well, because it's really fascinating. Just walking by the banks of the River Avon here. Bath is where the Kennet and Avon Canal starts its long journey towards the town of Reading in Berkshire. We have these beautiful autumnal colours here, and we have the narrowboats on the river too, heading in this direction towards Pulteney Bridge. Now behind me here is the amazing Pulteney Bridge, and I'll come on to who it's named after later in today's video. It's remarkable because it's one of only 4 bridges in the world which has a parade of shops on both sides of the bridge for its entire length. It was designed by one Robert Adam and was built between 1769 and was opened here in Bath in 1774. Now Pulteney Bridge is named after Frances Pulteney, who was the wife of William Johnstone, who was a celebrated Scottish lawyer and Member of Parliament. So this is the parade in Parade Gardens that was built in 1900, and it aesthetically adds to the scene of Pulteney Bridge, which you can see by the banks of the River Avon. Very Romanesque, and of course because Bath is a Roman city, of course, Aqua Sulis, and it's very reminiscent of that. But it's absolutely delightful with these pillars here to complement the scene of the bridge over the River Avon. Now the gardens here at Parade Gardens in Bath have won a multitude of awards over the years for the standard of the gardening and the beautiful floral displays, both Southwestern and National RHS Championship Awards. So we're here just at the top above Parade Gardens and now making our way to Pulteney Bridge and Great Pulteney Street. So this is Pulteney Bridge, as I said, named after the wife of the famous Scottish MP Johnstone. We're going to have a look further down at Great Pulteney Street, which goes on the end of this street, and as I say, it's the one of only 4 in the world with shops that extend on both sides of the bridge. Opened in 1774, was actually restored in the early part of the 1970s as well, but it still looks absolutely magnificent in its Bath stone. The bridge has some interesting shops, including a mosaic shop, the Bath Stamp and Coin shop, and a map shop. You can also get a cup of coffee here too. So this is where the Pulteney Bridge ends and then goes into Argyle Buildings. On one side it's marked, on the other side it's marked as Argyle Street. I'm now in the centre of Laura Place. Now Laura Place is named after the daughter of the famous MP, Johnstone MP, who had the wife that was called Frances, hence the name of Pulteney Bridge. Laura and Henrietta, they're now by Henrietta Street, were built afterwards, some 20 years after the bridge, which connects the city centre of Bath to Bathston and Bathampton, which is down by the river there. Now originally there were plans to put a tall column like Nelson's column right here in the centre of Laura Place, but the owners of the houses here objected to that because it would dominate the heights of the houses, it would tower over the height of the houses here, and so they objected to that and instead put in this much smaller water fountain, which befits the long Great Pulteney Street, which goes down, right down there towards the park, which we'll look at shortly. I'm now at the corner where Laura Place meets Johnstone Street, and Johnstone of course is the surname of her father. That goes off down in that direction. The other thing worth noting about this street, Great Pulteney Street, which as I say extends right down to the park, is the fact that they built the facade first. So it looks like a bit of a film set. So you've got the front, the stone front of it. There was no houses behind it at all when the street was first completed. In fact, what they did was they sold the land to developers, and then people would come along and decide what house they wanted behind the facade. And if you look at the back of the street, you'll see that all the designs of the houses are different. Now outside Henrietta Street, and Henrietta is of course the sister of Laura, who's on the opposite side of the place, at the end of Great Pulteney Street here in Bath. So I'm here with Louise again. We're right in the centre of Laura Place. What do you think of Bath so far, Louise?
Oh, I'm absolutely loving it. It's just so beautiful. I'm just loving exploring the history of it as well. Before doing YouTube, I never really was very much into the history of places, but since doing YouTube, I'm really interested in knowing how places came about and the history behind them. It's really interesting, and the autumnal colours as well. It's just making for an amazing day.
Brilliant, thank you, Louise. Now as you're walking along Great Pulteney Street to the park and the art museum, you'll see various plaques, and the first one I've come to after leaving Laura Place is one there to a lady called Hannah More. Now I've never heard of Hannah More before, and I've just googled it on the spot here just to find out a little bit about why that plaque was placed there. And it turns out she was part of the Blue Stocking Brigade. She was also a poet and a playwright, and she was in the circle with Garrick, a famous playwright. She set up schools in rural Somerset and travelled around the West Country, forestalling her writings and her religions, and most important of all, she was an anti-slave campaigner. Now, it's not often when I'm vlogging around cities and towns that I can say that Napoleon stayed here, but this time I can, because Prince Napoleon III stayed here at this house in Great Pulteney Street in Bath in 1846. Well, it's amazing here just to see the straightness of Great Pulteney Street all the way back to Pulteney Bridge over the River Avon. Just a real tribute to the skill of the architects and builders of this amazing street here in Bath. So I reached the Holborn Art Museum, and we're just going to go have some lunch here before continuing our journey here at the city of Bath. Now, the back of the Holborn Art Museum is a very, very different, striking modernist design, reflecting some of the art which is inside the museum on display. Now in Sydney Gardens, and I was just looking up because I was trying to work out how it got the name Sydney Gardens. It came from a person called Thomas Townsend, yep, another politician, and he was the first Viscount of Sydney, and it was because of his name of being the Viscount of Sydney that the town, or city should I say, in Australia, and also Sydney in Nova Scotia, was thus named, as well as these beautiful gardens here. Now, although I've been in Sydney Gardens a couple of times before, I've never noticed this behind me, so we'll go and have a closer look. Last night we were in Sydney Gardens again. We did not go till 9, and then we were in for very good fireworks, which were really beautiful and surpassing my expectations. The illuminations too were very pretty. So wrote Jane Austen in 1799 on her visit to Bath. The Sydney Gardens were actually built in the mid-1700s, became established towards the beginning of the 19th century, but they actually predate that because their origins date back more than 2,000 years ago to Roman times. In the 1700s, this part of Bath was known as Bathwick. It was a rural agricultural community, and it was the combination of the landscaping of this park and the building of Great Pulteney Street, which of course we saw in the earlier part of the video, that enabled this part of Bath to truly flourish. So this is the famous Kennet and Avon Canal. In that direction goes on to Bristol, the other direction towards Reading, of course, and it was built by John Reading in 1800 and transformed this park here by putting a slice of waterway right through the heart of it. But I actually feel it adds to the beauty and the nature of Sydney Gardens here in Bath. Oh, he would. That would kind of make it.
What did you say? Is it a kingfisher? Oh no.
So we now left Sydney Gardens and we're now in Henrietta Park, walking around the side of Great Pulteney Street, heading back towards the centre, city centre here in Bath.
Surrounded by such peace and tranquility and greenery.
Well, unfortunately it started to rain here, so I'm going to wrap the video up there. It's been an absolute pleasure making the video here in Bath with Louise from Southwest Sundays.
Likewise.
Please check out Louise's channel. I'll put the description and the link to that below. It's well worth watching, particularly if you like the sort of things that I do around the West Country. She does similar things, but in a slightly different way, and I'm sure you'll enjoy all the videos that she does throughout the Southwest area. So thank you very much, Louise.
Thank you, Paul. It's been a pleasure working with you as well.
Thanks very much. So I'll wrap the video up today and hope to see you on my channel again very, very soon. All the best for now. Take care. Look after yourselves, and I hope to see you on the channel again very, very soon. Cheers now. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone and welcome to Penzance. As you can see, I'm looking a bit soggy. I have just been drenched by a massive wave. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Southwest Sundays. I'm Louise and today I am in North Devon, in Linton and the Valley of Rocks. And I am going to be heading out along the coast path to Woody Bay. See the blue sky as we walk through this wooded area. There's the Abbey from another lovely angle. I love it with the Valley of Rocks in the background. I took so many photos of the Abbey when I was here, and I don't think I ever got that photo from that angle. It's really beautiful, I think.